going to just speak about certain micro and macronutrients that you really should be focusing on, as well as those amounts. So we really want to focus on calcium and vitamin D, and that's going to be very important for safeguarding our bones. So certain hormone levels drop after menopause, specifically estrogen, and that can increase bone loss and can lead to osteoporosis. So it's very important that we're making sure we're getting enough calcium and vitamin D. So calcium, we want about 1,200 milligrams per day from foods like dairy. We can get it from leafy greens, almonds, and then a bunch of products are fortified. We're adding calcium to those foods. And then for vitamin D, again, it's going to be very important to have vitamin D with calcium, because vitamin D is important for helping the absorption of calcium. So if we don't have enough vitamin D, we might not be absorbing enough calcium, and that's what's going to lead to osteoporosis. So we do want to make sure we're getting both of these together. And if you are not eating enough vitamin D products a day, you will want to speak with your doctor about taking supplements. I'm not going to go into the amounts per day because it's different depending on a lot of factors, but just make sure that when you are getting your blood labs done, speak to your doctor about getting your vitamin D level done so that you do know if you are getting enough. And when you get that blood result, there will be a range. And if you're too low below the range, you will want to speak to them about getting supplements, because we do want to make sure we are getting enough of that. I've also spoken a lot to you guys about preventing muscle loss. This happens very quickly, especially as we age. It's something we really worry about in the hospital setting for people who are in hospitals, but we also worry about this a lot as adults age, especially after menopause. So aging just generally leads to muscle mass loss, which is also known as sarcopenia. And it gets worse because of just different hormonal shifts in the body. And that's why it's super important to make sure we're eating enough protein. We need to make sure we are getting enough protein in our diet during meals. When I speak with the younger population, I don't worry as much because most of the younger population is definitely getting enough protein. But as we get older, as our appetites decrease, and we end up not getting enough protein. So we really need to make sure that each and every meal has protein. We want to obviously focus on lean protein, so things like eggs, Greek yogurt, tofu, fish, beans, lean meats, things of that sort. We also really want to focus on healthy fats, because that's going to just help support our hormones and our heart. As I've mentioned, during menopause, there's a lot of hormonal shifts. So it's going to be very important to make sure that we're getting enough healthy fats. And that's things like avocado, olives, the oils of those two, nuts, seeds, fish, so on and so forth. And then the last thing we really want to make sure we're getting enough of is fiber. Fiber is going to be super important just because that's going to help keep cholesterol low. It's going to help balance our blood sugar. So anybody who has diabetes, this is going to be very important. But for all of us, it's going to be very important to make sure our blood sugars are balanced, because that's also going to help us from overeating and making sure that we're staying nice and healthy. And just in general, our insulin sensitivity as we get older tends to decrease a bit. So we just want to make sure that we are keeping our blood sugars leveled, and having enough fiber is going to definitely be important. Most people do not get enough fiber, so it's not like protein. Most people don't. We want to get between 25 to 30 grams of fiber a day from fruits, vegetables, legumes, whole grains, seeds, nuts, so on and so forth. So really make sure that we're focusing on fiber intake. And then the last thing that we want to talk about is hydration, limiting alcohol, caffeine. We really need to make sure we're staying hydrated. It's going to be super important. It's important for everyone, but especially as we age, as we're going through menopause. Being hydrated, limiting caffeine, alcohol, this will help reduce bloating. It will help support our skin and minimize hot flashes, triggers, etc. That's really just the importance of foods that we need to focus on during menopause, after menopause, and just as we continue to age. They're going to be very important macro and micronutrients to focus on. And then the last thing I just wanted to talk about, just something I did really interesting. The other night I made hamburgers for dinner, and then last night we had a lot of extra, so I wanted to do something really interesting. So I looked up some ways on how we can reutilize burgers, and I found some really interesting things. And what I did is I chopped up the burger patty, and I added a ton of vegetables, and I added some marinara sauce to that, and I added it to some whole grain pasta, and it was so delicious, and it was such an easy way to reutilize and to utilize leftovers and to just make it different, because if you're not in the mood to eat the same thing 2 days in a row or 2 meals in a row, then it's a really good way to reutilize it. So I made it more nutrient dense. I added the vegetables and the whole grain pasta, and it was really delicious and a completely different meal.
So today my recipe is from Dominican Republic. There's two ways to call this dish. There's a Puerto Rican way and a Dominican way. I'm actually doing the Dominican way in honor of my son-in-law that I promised that I would do a Dominican recipe. And also it's a red meat. I would normally do red meat 2 weeks in a row, but this was a recipe that I've been wanting to do. But try not to eat too much red meat in 1 week. Lots of nuts, fruits, vegetables, healthy fats, and all the above. And a couple of salads, and I got a salad dressing of the week. So I was going to cook the meat in front of you, but I actually did that last week, so I'm not going to bother. I'm going to put this together and show you how I put this. So I'm putting marinara sauce here. So it's just like a tomato-based sauce, and I'm going to put, and then just to make it a notch healthier, I actually air fried my plantains, and they have to be very yellow or like almost black to get them nice and sweet to make this dish. I find that you layer it like a lasagna, but it's with sweet plantains and olives and string beans and all the good stuff. So here's my plantains. So I'm going to put these in the bottom, just like this. We're going to layer them.
And you put those in the air fryer for about how long?
Fryer. I actually turned them about 6 minutes. I noticed they started doing underneath before. I had them in like air fry basket. This is what the skin looks like. I like it to be a little bit more well done than that, to be honest with you. And all I did was slice my bananas. Like I tried to do like a half of this, right? And I just sliced my bananas. I cut these in half and then I just place them on the baking sheet and put them in the air fryer. And then you do spray a little bit of avocado oil, or I have the extra light olive oil cooking spray. So after I've done that part, I'm going to add some meat. I cooked the meat earlier. Same thing, drained all the fat. And I've done sofrito live before, so I make homemade sofrito. So this is what it looks like. It has all the ingredients that go in sofrito. Cilantro, regao, they have like little ayosito peppers, onions, peppers, and that gives it a really nice flavor. So then I cooked the meat, drained out all the fat, and then I added some olives. I'm going to add more olives because I love olives.
Olives are great too. That's such a good combination.
So we're going to layer it here like this. See, I layer the meats. Some people just open up the banana and slit it and then put the meat inside with cheese on the top and then wrap it in tin foil.
Without doing the plantains first, like cooking the plantains first. Gotcha.
Yeah, there's like different ways that you can do it.
Everybody's got their little methods.
So I'm going to put some cheese on this. So I'm going to put some fresh part skim mozzarella, keep it a little healthier. I'm going to add some more olives, just because I love olives, like I said. I usually do it in the meat, but I didn't do too much in the meat because I have the babies. And then I'm going to put some, these are canned, French style cut string beans. I'm going to layer. French cut string beans, and then we're going to do another layer. Same way. Just show you how to do these. Spread them out a little bit. And again, we're going to go over with a layer. Actually, I'm going to do them this way. And I'll probably cook them off. Because when you cut it, it sort of makes it hold together a little bit better.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Do it like the opposite direction, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're going to push it down so it's nice and firm. And then I'll do another layer of meat, another layer of cheese and olives. And then I'll just put another banana, another layer, and then just the sauce on the top.
Sauce on the top.
Yeah. So that is our mignon. So now I'm going to go to a salad dressing. I've been trying to do a salad dressing of the week, and I've made 2 salads, very colourful. We're talking about women's health and all that, and I'm thinking about antioxidants and all the good stuff. So I have fresh garlic in here, you know, meal prep, so my fresh garlic's already chopped. I'm going to do a pinch of salt in here, some black pepper. Let's give it a little sprinkle. And you can always add more salt at the beginning. Just taste your dressing until you desire. I'm winging it, honestly. I know how to make this at the back of my hand already. I never put too much of something because, like I said, you can go back, you can taste it, and it's actually pretty amazing. I'm going to put some fresh basil leaves in here. Some fresh herbs. They're always really good in salad dressings. I'm going to put a dash of honey. a squirt of honey, whatever you want to say. I'm going to taste it real quick, see if I like it. Oh, perfect. Oh my goodness. So good. You can just get the flavor through that. All right, so I'm going to go over to show you the salads I made. So this is my blackberry and blueberry salad with like a healthy fat, avocados. You have antioxidant there. You have nuts in there. You have baby spinach, and you have like some leafy greens, arugula, all the good stuff. For a dessert, I got a fresh mint salad with strawberries, black cherries, and raspberries. Another great antioxidants. The darker the fruit, the better it is for you. And then the mignon is my finale.
Beautiful.
Pastelón.
Fantastic, Sam.
And my water of the week is no other than the berry water.
Yes, we love the berry. You have,
Yes,
make it
very
work.
nice.
Yes, perfect. That is so gorgeous. That's
You're
just out of
welcome.
control.